book report is going to be on Gensing Tea by derricks. And it's put out by Stackpole Books. I bought this book because it's what I'm drinking. It's one of my favorite drinks. It's a great energizer. And I don't know, as I've gotten older, it just seems to kind of rejuvenate me. It's an ancient Indian medicine herb, also used by the Chinese. That's the origin of ginseng, but we do have American ginseng now, but it has a Chinese origin. The tea, ginseng herb goes all the way back to, it was part of the American Revolution with trade with People's Republic of China. That was part of the founding fathers' communication with People's Republic of China. They were part of the American Revolution, selling us gunpowder, and it was also part of the underground during that time. So we don't know all that was involved in it, but we do know that they were part of it. It's been written out of the history books. There isn't a whole lot of information as to what they were part of during that time. But ginseng tea trade was part of it. Most of the ginseng is grown up in Wisconsin. You find it up there in New Hampshire, up in those areas of the country. Some of those plantations out there go back over almost 200 years. I'm not sure. I think Madison, Wisconsin, I think there's one of the ginseng tea plantations goes back almost to the American Revolution. So I mean, some of those plantations up there have been out there for a long time. So here's ginseng, different ginseng species. There's American ginseng. So American ginseng is native to America. It was made in the wild. The American Indian harvested ginseng. Here's what American ginseng looks like. It's also on the front cover. Talks about ginseng cultivation. Some people that are growing ginseng for health food stores, I know there's quite a few health food stores out there that people are growing ginseng for. As an herb, you go to any Oriental market, you'll see ginseng root. Raw root that you can actually boil and make your ginseng tea if you want to make your own. I just use tea bags, but it is possible to get the ginseng root, and you just get a big, what they do is they get a big pot and they put the ginseng herbs in the pot and just boil it. So now you got a big pot of boiled ginseng, which is going to make it last you longer than tea bags, but I'm kind of lazy. I don't want to, spend an hour or so, boiling ginseng. I don't know how you can store it in empty milk jugs, or But if you really want it in volume, you can get it to Oriental markets, and you just get the big roots, and you can boil it. So. It says in the book that ginseng is currently priced at $25 to $50 per pound dried weight. So think a pound of ginseng, you know, that's probably a bag about so big. It's about $25 to $35, $30 to $50. Shows you kind of soil you need to have for a ginseng, soil preparation. Korean ginseng, it's cultivated in Korea. That's another ginseng I've drank. It's a pretty good. It's a sweet tasting ginseng. Shows you how to plant the beds for ginseng. You have to get ginseng seeds. They kind of bundled up. That's what ginseng seed looks like. Tells you what times of the year to plant. April, site selection, May. Soil amendments, June and August. September and November they do sow mulching and rodent control. December they do wintering of seed beds. And then in April and May they maintenance and germination. So it's a year-round cultivation. Talks about ginseng, diseases and pests. You want to be aware of that. This is for somebody that wants to harvest ginseng, so it's a pretty, you know, complete book. If you want to get into the ginseng business, this is a book you want to buy when it's just you want to grow some for your home herbal benefits, or you want to actually grow it to sell. It's $25, $50 a pound is what ginseng is selling for nowadays. Different, you got black root rot. Shows you all the different kind of injuries you can have to the plant you want to look for. It shows you what the cures are. What kind of rodents and pests are going to eat ginseng. There's a good picture of wild American ginseng. It does grow out in the wild. The American Indian used to use it as a herb. That's probably how they discovered it. It does have medicinal values to it. There's what the berries look like in ginseng. They're kind of a bright red. There's one-year-old ginseng plants under wood lathe shade. Put a lot of raised beds. If you buy the book, I would pay some attention to that because their raised beds is what they grow it on. It's not normally how you cultivate crops. And these are people that do it on a farm, so it's not a, it takes some special technique to actually grow what you want, but it's a, wild ginseng. Here's what this is what you get in the Oriental store. It's called a wild ginseng root. And you also get in the raw format for the Chinese ginseng. It looks very similar. And you just buy it in a root like that, and you just boil it. You know, it's just a root. You know, it looks kind of like similar to a yam. It's just a root, but you boil it, and that's where you get the good drink from. Ginseng has a sweet taste to it, a natural sweet taste to it. If you've never used it, but I use it as a kind of an energizer. It's a hormone also. It's part of the pituitary, and it's part of it, energizing people. There's a good example of Oriental ginseng. That's what you'll see in the store if you go to an Oriental store. You just take those roots and put them in a big pot. And you get some used milk jugs, and just heat it up. And you can, got you about a couple gallons worth of ginseng tea. I just use the tea bags. You can buy them in tea bag format. I don't have it here. But you can buy the ginseng tea bags. You can buy American ginseng or the Oriental ginseng, and you just, get you a cup of water and boil it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and you're ready to go. In fact, if you're trying to get off coffee and you're getting headaches and stuff, you can use this as a supplement. I used it when I was a truck driver. When I drank too much coffee, I was starting to get headaches, and I was getting too, I was having a hard time sleeping and stuff. I would substitute ginseng and quit drinking coffee for a while, and I could actually get by without drinking coffee for a while. So it's a natural kicker. You can buy Panax ginseng in vials about the size of this thumb, and you put a little straw in it, and you just drink one little packet of it before you go jogging or something like that, and you're like, man, you're ready to go. I mean, it's great for a workout too. If you're kind of, you have those workouts where you just don't feel like going to the gym and kind of slaggy a little bit, but you need to work out. Take one of those vials of ginseng, suck it down, and work out, and it'll get you going. So I remember a number of times, you got to work out 2 or 3 times a week. You got to stay on schedule. And sometimes you just kind of like, yeah, man, I just don't feel up to it, man. If you take a packet of ginseng with you, a bottle of the ginseng, and drink that down, you'll be ready to go. Shows you about seed harvest, how to harvest ginseng. This is all part of being a farm. So this is it's not a real big book, it's a pocket book, but it's pretty extensive as far as being able to farm ginseng, A lot of the farmers I remember back living up there, losing their farms and stuff. I'm like, well, why don't you just, switch to ginseng? It's one of the crops that you can grow up there in the corn belt, and they could have switched to growing ginseng instead of corn. I don't know, just an ideal. Here's an area east of the Rockies, shows you where wild ginseng grows. It does grow in the wild, you just have to look for it. You have to know what you're looking for. On the front cover is what wild ginseng looks like, but if you don't know what you're looking at, you didn't know it was all over it's in areas in the United States that are in black. He goes all the way up there to Maine. So, There's 1898, when they did an assessment of all the ginseng out there, that's what they discovered. Of wild ginseng. It was going all over east of the Rockies, up there in Maine, all the way up there to Wisconsin, Michigan. You just didn't know what you're looking at. It's wild ginseng. The American Indians used to probably they were also using that. That's how we discovered it. Here's a different list of different uses that ginseng is used for. Gastrointestinal ailments, alcohol detoxification. People that are having problems with alcoholism, you can use ginseng to treat that. Blood pressure and cholesterol. If you have a hard time regulating your blood pressure and cholesterol, it can be used to treat diabetes. Sexual potency, stress and endurance. That's what I use it for. Yeah. Longevity. That's another. You want to get that maximum workout. Longevity is part of it. Last part of the book is on a question and answer period. Here's an interesting question. Federal food processing regulations apply to ginseng. Ginseng is considered a raw agricultural commodity, RAC, and is therefore subject to pesticide residue restrictions. So when you're farmers that spray pesticide stuff, it is regulated as to what you can spray out there to keep the bugs off and stuff. Well, it does enough for this book report.